We are now talking to Yankee free agent pitching prospect Blane Abeyta. What's going on, Blane? How are you?
Doing great over here. Just trying to live the dream still.
I'm in a nightmare. I'm sitting next to a guy that I like beating on the head with a big fly swatter. Look at this, Blane. If you're actually watching the show, man, look at this thing right here. I mean, look at this thing. I got this big fly swatter over here, and every time this guy, my producer, makes a mistake, I can hit him on the back of the head like that.
What did I do?
This is a great little weapon over here, and you don't need to smack him upside the head. You got this wonderful big fly swatter. Anyways. Blane, how are you and your family doing with this pandemic?
We're doing great. We're just trying to pretty much pursue with the social distancing and everything, staying safe from each other, staying 6 feet away from each other.
Well, I unfortunately, I'm sitting within 2 feet. 2 feet of this guy. So if he's got it, I got it. Okay. So unfortunately, we're only talking on a mic, so you can't catch it. So you're miles and miles away. So don't worry, man. I'm not going to give you anything.
Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, there you go. So the Yankees got a guy that is definitely away from this pandemic. Anyways, tell us a little bit about your term over there in Nevada, a little bit about you, and where do you see yourself moving forward with the New York Yankees organization?
Definitely. In Nevada, got the signing of that out of Modesto Junior College. Went up there, loved the campus, loved everyone there, the coaches, players. Pitched 8 innings there. Due to COVID, everything shut down, stopped. Sat at home, waited for the draft to pretty much happen. Didn't get the call, and it was like, oh, well, I kind of figured that wasn't going to happen. But then threw some bullpens, posted a little live batters on Twitter from my coach, Alex Leach, over at Modesto Junior College. And Yankees scouts started reaching out. It was actually the day right after they can start going out and watch again because COVID started dropping slowly. He really liked what he saw. Went to In-N-Out and got the phone call at In-N-Out with all the guys.
In terms of the actual draft experience itself, being it was 5 rounds this year, were you anticipating possibly getting drafted, or did you know based on maybe your projections that being it was a 5-round draft that you were going to go undrafted? Were you still experiencing it like it was a regular draft, and if so, how?
I was just waiting for whatever to happen. If it were to happen, perfect. If not, then, it's fine too.
As you guys know, we are talking to Yankee free agent pitching prospect Blane Abeyta. Now, Blane, as a baseball fan, as a Yankee fan, I look at the Yankees. They've had problems over the years with starting pitching. And I read a little bit about you. You've got a couple of good pitches. You throw 90 miles per hour. And that's a big part of why the Yankees look at your arm and look at specific things about your arm, the strength and the power. Where do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as a starting pitcher or relief pitcher going forward with the New York Yankees?
Going forward, I'm just looking to be on the field. I'm looking to be able to be used for whatever they want me to be used for.
Are you a first baseman? Are you a good first baseman?
I was actually a catcher for 9 years. This would have been my second year of actually pitching this year.
Well, if you can block better than Gary Sanchez and you can hit the ball just as well, I'd rather you.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't do that. Gary Sanchez, that man, that's a man right there. I can't even try and compare myself to him.
Oh my God.
In terms of the actual Yankees roster right now, and also what you know of their farm system, which player are you most looking forward to on the current roster and in the farm system that's just very rich with a lot of great prospects?
On the current roster right now, definitely Garrett Cole. I mean, the man is a legend. I love everything about him. It's like an idol to look up to. Adam Ottavino too. I mean, everything that he throws just moves. It's insane to think that it's still happening right now.
You know what's funny? I like Adam Ottavino, but last year before the Yankees signed him, there were stories coming out that he said that if he actually pitched against Babe Ruth as of today, he would strike him out every single time. So
Yeah, okay.
I like Adam Ottavino. I think he's got a great personality. He's got unbelievable movement when it comes to his breaking stuff. But man, oh man, the guy's got one big mouth that can get him into trouble. But nevertheless, I love him. He's a Yankee, so you have to love him. And I love you, man. I think you're going to be a great young player. So tell me, when you look at baseball as a whole, and I know you heard about the Astros in the offseason and the cheating scandal, and there were stories coming out from New York that the Yankees were doing the same thing and the Red Sox were doing the same thing. What are your thoughts to the sign stealing situation here going into baseball this year from what it was last year?
You know, stuff happens. I mean, I don't even know where to start on it all. But, I mean, stuff happens. I mean, you can't, I mean, that's all I can really pretty much say is stuff happens.
You know what? I know you don't want to throw yourself under the bus, so I'll do it for you. How's that sound? I like to kid around, so don't worry, Blane. I'm all about joking. So that's what this show is all about. So we have a lot of fun.
Thank you.
We like to have fun, so I just want you to laugh. I want you to have a good time.
Do you think if
Perfect.
if you see anything like the Astros electronic sign stealing at the minor league level, do you think you could see that? And if so, as a pitcher, how would you adjust? Would you maybe try to bluff signs, maybe to throw them off? Would you try to do something with the catcher, something a little different, unique? What would you do if you knew a team might have been doing that and were suspicious?
Being a catcher for 9 years, and I would probably go to a tap system, meaning like left leg fastball or doing like a default sign. Try and go there instead of just going a numbers system.
As you guys know, we are talking to Yankees free agent pitching prospect Blane Abeyta. Now, Blane, I was reading a little bit about you, and you have a couple of good pitches. What is the pitch that stands out to you, which works the best for you, and what is the most dangerous pitch you have, which could strike out every single or any single batter in the major leagues?
I would have to say my slider. I go in hard with the fastball, 2-seam run on the hands, try and get you 0-2. I'll throw a ball here and there, and then I come in with the big slider. I like to compare it to Jose Fernandez, the big sweeping slider across the plate.
Is there any pitch that you want to learn how to throw, or maybe even a variation of a breaking ball or a slider, like you were saying? Is there anything you want to learn before you get to the major leagues to improve your pitching arsenal?
The biggest thing that I'm going to improve on my pitching is mechanics and also my changeup. My changeup's a little bit firm. It's more of a power changeup. It has a lot of big ball on the table to the right side. I really need to focus on that speed differential, so I'm really trying to work on the speed differential and everything.
Well, that's a great thing, Blane, because there are two pitchers right now when there's spring training and when this COVID-19 is up, and I've interviewed both guys. There are two guys. Andy Pettit, who has one of the best changeup in Major League history, which people is so underrated.
Can't forget the curveball either.
Yep.
Can't forget the curveball from Andy Pettit.
Oh, yeah, the curveball is deadly. And CC Sabathia, another guy that learned it through Andy Pettit. So two guys that can absolutely help your changeup and the velocity of it.
Definitely.
In terms of a pitch that, again, you think is your best pitch, and maybe in terms of a location where you go to, what do you go to the most? Does it depend on the hitter? Is there any particular sweet spot that you have as a pitcher in comparison to others that you go to in a strikeout situation or a big situation?
The big thing is if I got you 0-2, I'm going to try and elevate the fastball as hard and high as I can, just throw it all night.
It's crazy because when I watch baseball and I get the chance to watch the hitters and they're standing at the plate and they're kind of, playing with their gloves and they're lefty and righty and they're kind of checking you out and trying to figure out what are you going to throw next or how you're going to throw it and where you throw the pitches. Is there a particular spot when you get up, particular players that you're playing against, is there a particular spot you like to pitch against lefties to righties?
To me, it doesn't really matter. If you're stepping in the box, I'm a country hardball type guy. I'm going to go at you with everything that I got, my best stuff.
Talk about the opener that has become a big ripple effect in Major League Baseball and a little bit in minor league baseball. Do you think it could become a bigger thing in minor league baseball? And how is that going to change the mentality of pitchers if they do end up going to that? Because a lot of pitchers right now, they're set starters, they're set closers. But again, some of these newer ones are more versatile. Do you think that is going to be a change that maybe will even get a ripple effect into the minor leagues?
I feel that, I mean, if it's working for a certain team, my belief is if it's not broke, don't fix it. So, I mean, if it's working for a certain team, keep going with it. If it's not, obviously try and figure something else out.
We are talking to Yankee free agent pitching prospect Blane Abeyta. Now, Blane, when you look at people that pushed you to play professional, play sports, was there a particular person, your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, your aunt, your uncle, was there a person that absolutely pushed you to play sports, or was it just you pushing it through and you wanted to be a professional baseball player?
I'd have to say it was my grandpa. I remember when I was so little, he bought a yellow ore and a tennis ball from the yard sale. He would take me out to the park and he would toss it to me, and I would hit that ball around the tennis ball around the whole entire park until that yellow ore started to shatter. And then from that point on, it was I wanted to play baseball.
In terms of other aspects of being a pitcher that you like, obviously the National League now adding the DH in. Do you like the other elements of the hitting and the fielding of it? And would you want interleague play to keep the pitchers hitting in the National League if you did come up and played against a National League opponent or signed with one in the future?
I think speaking for all pitchers here, all pitchers love to hit, even though they know in the back of their mind they can't hit. I mean, I think hitting is so much fun. I mean, like I said, I was a catcher for 9 years. I love to hit. So although it's getting taken away, I mean, it sucks, but, it's whatever.